Okay. Okay, fine. Good morning, all. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Okay, we have, I guess, while the participants are, should we give them 2 more minutes?
Yeah, I think we can.
It's the first time, I think, till 9:05, we'll give them. Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes. It's a wonderful Sunday morning, the last day of June. And we are glad to start our first book review on behalf of BOS. So we have 3 wonderful speakers for the day. I'll just give a short introduction. We have CA Alok Sethi. He is a CA and CS by qualification, and mentoring is his passion. He's into corporate trainings for over a decade, and he's also an M-panel faculty with BOS for the OC and MCS batches for almost a decade. He's also a YouTuber, and he loves to inspire people to do more in life. Then we have Srishti. She is a YouTuber with over 90,000 subscribers. Again, she's a corporate anchor and a motivational speaker, and she has hosted over 100 events. Then we have CA Sunita Rathod. She's a practicing chartered accountant with over 16 years of industry experience, and she's also a certified NLP practitioner, soft skills trainer, and has a keen interest in helping people achieve their potential to the most. Now, we have such wonderful speakers for our very first session. I think this is really a great start. Now, as I've already written even earlier, book review, as I understand, is more about what message the listeners will get. So it's not more about what we say, it's about what they will understand. So when we review, yes, it's basically a representation of what the author has written. It's our understanding and it's our representation of what the author has written. So let's hope. I really want each of you to, during the session, I request, other than the speakers, others should mute themselves. Whatever questions, whatever queries you all have, please note it down. We want this to be an engaging session. So the last half an hour, we'll definitely open it for all questions. And this book review is to make us better trainers. So this book review should not stop us from reading the book. It should actually motivate us to read this book and many more books and implement this in our life, and also help our trainees to gain most out of it. So the stage is open, and Alok, I think you can start it. All the best. Alok, you have to unmute yourself.
Yes. A very good morning to all, one and all present over here. And first of all, I would like to thank BOS for giving me this opportunity to be a big book reviewer for the book that changed my life, and it helped me in finding my why. So I'm sharing my screen, and give me a second. We'll start with why it is important to understand your why. So, and I'll help you in with the author, how the author has given us the tools. It's a practical guide. This book is actually about using your why to do what you want to do in life. Okay, so I hope my slides is visible. My screen is visible. Is my screen visible? Yeah, can we have the
Who's everybody else, please mute yourself. Who's it?
So I hope my screen is visible. Can I have a confirmation?
Yes, hello.
Okay.
Yes, sir, it is.
Yes. So it is a book co-authored by Simon Sinek, David Mead, and Peter Docker. It's a practical guide for discovering purpose for you and your team. So I'll just give a small introduction of the speakers or the authors about the book. So Simon Sinek is the optimistic who believes in brighter future for humanity. His talks on TED.com is the third most watched talk of all time. Learn more about his work and you can see on, there is a website called as startwithwhy.com. David Mead joined him. He is a corporate trainer and he joined the team to discover how you can implement the learnings from this book over the team and how you can help the corporates. And Peter Drucker is a former senior loyal Air Force officer and a professional pilot. He also joined their team in 2011 to help them in reaching out to leaders across the different corporates. So what they say, so the book highlights that your vision is only actionable if you say it loud. If you keep it to yourself, it will remain a figment of your imagination. So first you need to understand why you exist in this world. What is your purpose? What is your vision and mission statement? And then you don't have to keep it to yourself. You have to spread it across the world. You have to say it loud so that it doesn't remain your imagination. Okay. So now I'm going to share you some pointers which can help you in applying this principle and applying it. So universal why. Everyone has their why, which is a cause, a purpose, or a belief that inspires them. So what is that thing that gets you out of the bed? So there are 20 participants, 21 along with me. What motivated you to come to this session in the early morning on a Sunday? So that is your why of coming. Maybe you want to learn about this. Maybe you want to hear us. Maybe you want to explore this book. So this is your why. So everyone has their why. There is a purpose, cause, or belief. Then you have to apply this why consistently. Once you understand what is your why, then you have to apply it throughout. It should reflect in whatever you do. It should reflect in all your action, in all your words, in your thought process. So not tied to your specific job or a specific role. It has to be your lifestyle. Then they say that it is to be a foundation. Discovering your why is a foundational for leading a more fulfilled and impactful life. We always say that we want to be happy in life. But happiness, does it stay for long? I want to ask all the participants, you can put your answers in the chat box that do you think that happiness lasts forever? Or there are times that you feel happy and you feel sad also. Then again, you might feel happy and you feel sad. So does happiness last for long? No, it's a mixed bag. But if you do something which gives you fulfillment, that fulfillment that stays forever. Am I right? Fulfillment. When you become a chartered accountant, when you achieve success, that stays around you for long, right? So happiness is temporary. Yes, Shishri, it is in and out, but fulfillment does last for long. So the authors have pointed out that you have to lead a life which will lead to fulfillment. It's an individual journey. The journey of finding your why is deeply personal and introspective. You cannot copy each other why. You can have similar why. Okay. And why, I'll come to my next slide where I'll be talking about the golden circle. Okay. This is the new thing that you'll be discovering today if you have not read the book. And that will help you in understanding how to go ahead. So knowing your why helps in making better decisions and finding greater satisfaction in your action. So now these were the key points of the book, but how you can apply them. So when you want to find your why, you have to reflect on your life experiences. You have to reflect on your journey. You have to see your peaks and mountains. The chapter talks about peaks and mountains. So when you were at your peak, how did you feel? When you were at your bottoms or when you were struggling, how did you feel? How different you feel and what you did and why you do whatever you do. So Apple company is the biggest company selling dominating the mobile market, not only mobile but electronic market, I would say. First they named the company as Apple Computers Inc. But now that's Apple Inc. because Steve Jobs said that I don't want to sell any product. I want to sell a concept. And their tagline is think different. So whatever they do, they try to connect it with individual. Okay. And they think differently. That is why you have a different experience when you use the Apple product. And it is a brand now. So reflect on your life experiences, identify key moments in your life that had an impact on you to uncover patterns that reveal your why. Align actions with why. So whatever you do, there has to be a reason for doing it. If you do not have a reason, you will tend to discontinue it. So I train students and we go to take OC and MC's batches, and some people say that, so sir, we are not able to be consistent in our study. We're not able to pass our exam. So why? So you have to understand, why did you choose CA? Why are you giving this exam? Why you want to become a chartered accountant? Just to earn money? That you can do by running a cab also, by doing any other job also. Why you want to become CA? So there has to be a bigger purpose. When you have a clearly set goal and purpose in life, you will achieve whatever you want to. Personal and professional application. Use why as guiding principle, not just in your career, but in your personal relationship. Now, and then communicate your why. You have to clearly articulate your why to others to build deeper connection and understanding. Once you're clear in your why, then you can spread it to your people, your organization, your company, your society, your country, the nation, and everywhere. So how does it start? So it starts with a golden circle. The golden circle has 3 words, 3 questions: what, how, and why. Now, before the start of the session, Ma'am Sandhya had asked me, Alok, share me your profile, share me something about you. So what I said is, what I shared, what I am. I am a chartered accountant and a company secretary. So I started with why, what. I started with what I am. And that is what we do generally do. Then what we do, I train people, I train students, I'm a corporate trainer, I'm a YouTuber. So then I wrote that, what I do, how I do it. I take sessions, I go to people, I'm doing something, what I'm doing right now is how I do. But the most important thing, an aspect which we tend to ignore and we never reach, is the third inner circle of this 3 circle, and that is why. Why you do what you do. If you know this reason, you can do amazing at whatever you do. So you should know why you do what you do. And then how you do is just a matter of your principles and things. So I'll just explain them shortly: why, how, and what. This is called as the golden circle. And whenever you have to take any decision, any bigger decision in life, like getting married, choosing a career, or choosing a job, or a business, or a profession, okay, what do you believe? What do you take the decision from, brain or your heart? Tell me, answer in the chat box. Do you apply your mind or heart? You take your decision from mind or heart? Most of your decisions you take from mind or heart. And which are those decisions which you can which you can stick to? The decision that you take from your mind or from your heart. So how many of you believe that you have a gut feeling for something and you go with your gut or go with your intention and from your inner calling, and then you do it and you are happy about it, right? So there is always a quarrel between the mind and the heart. ठीक है? दिल और दिमाग के बीच में एक कश्मकश चलती रहती है, right? So represent the purpose, cause, and belief that drives an individual and organization. It is the reason you do what you do, why you are here, why you are attending this session, what you do, whatever you do. So you have to, good morning, Yogesh sir. So you have to believe, you have to have a strong why. And if you have a strong why, you can help people find their why also. You can communicate that why to your team and they will work together because everyone has one purpose. We as an institute, we as a board of studies, member of board of studies, have only one single why, that all the student, our Adukia says that we want the student to be a global achiever, a global professional, a top person. Like how you can become top, how you can earn 8 digits. So that is a why. Describe the unique values and principles that guide how your why is brought to life. They are the action you take to realize your why. Okay. And then what? So refers to the tangible actions and outcomes resulting from the why and how. It includes the product or services you offer. So you can sell any product, you can offer any service. But why should people buy your product? Why should people subscribe to your services? It's just because that the quality of the product is good, or how you're delivering the product, how you are presenting the product. Okay, so there are two parts of brain. One is called as the limbic brain, one is called the neocortex. So neocortex is the outer layer of the brain, and the inner layer of the brain is the limbic brain. The limbic brain takes you to the why of the things. Okay, now someone asks you, so I just want to share with you all that today is my anniversary and it's the 12th year that we got married. And suppose my wife asks me, why do you love me? I said, I love you. Why do you love me? Now we don't have any reason to love. I just love you unconditionally. Why? But what is the reason? So if you understand the why you marry a particular person, why you choose this career, why you do what you do, then your life will be amazing. And I will just share you this concept which you can apply. Inspired leaders and organization communicate from the inside out. You have to communicate from the inside out. You have to start with why, then come to how, and then come to what. We do the reverse way. We go the outside in our way. So we first explain what we do, then we explain why we do, how we do, and we never explain why we do it. So starting with your core purpose to inspire others and connect with others. I'll just give you the last two slides. The opportunity is to not to discover the perfect company for ourselves. The opportunity is to build the perfect company for each other. So you cannot say, though I am the best. You have to say that I deliver the best. I deliver that something which you cannot find with others. And I'll give you one example, one practical example, because this is a practical session. So our regular sales pitch says that we sell paper. We offer the highest quality product at the best possible price, lower than one of our competitors. Wanna buy some? So this is a sales pitch, a regular sales pitch, that what you do and how you do, that's it. Do you want to buy some? Now, if you convert, if you add the why, just see yourself how the context change. So I'm presenting you the why pitch. Sales pitch starting with why. What good is an idea if it can't be shared? Our company was found to help spread ideas. The more ideas that are shared, the greater the likelihood that those ideas will have an impact in the world. There are many ways to share ideas. One is the written word. That's where we come in. We make paper for those words. We make paper for big ideas. Wanna buy some? Now, I want to ask you a question, everyone. Which sales pitch did you like the most? The first one, a regular one, where we just say we sell paper, we sell the highest quality paper and the best possible price, or the second pitch, where we are selling ideas, where we are selling that the best way to share your idea is to write them. And we help you in writing your ideas by selling papers. Do you want to buy some? So this is what you need to understand. And this is what this second one, everyone is saying second one. Why the second one? Because the second one is giving you the why. Why we are selling papers. We are selling papers because we want people to write their ideas on the paper and to spread it across the world. So this was my side of the story and the book review of Find Your Why. And then you have to ask a lot of questions to yourself to understand what is your why. It took me 10 years to understand. I started with teaching students, then I get back into practice. I did a practice. I was doing practicing. And then I realized, no, this is not something which I can do for my entire life. It will not give me happiness. I will not feel fulfilled. But when I take sessions, when I go to the students, when I address them, and when I answer their question and they feel happy, that gives me satisfaction. That gives me fulfillment. If one of you find inspiration from my words, that makes my day. So it is that something that I live up to, and that is why why I do what I do. So over to you, ma'am, Sandhya ma'am.
Great, Alok, that you have found your why in the past 10 years. There are people who take an entire lifetime to find their why. Before we proceed, we have got Adukya sir in the call. So I would love if Adukya sir would bless us and would guide us.
Yeah, good morning to everyone. And congratulations to Dr. Sandhya for starting this activity, which I felt will add a lot of value and we want to involve the faculties of ITT also in this, because this affects each one of us.
Yes, sir.
And today's topic is very, very interesting. And I was thinking when Alok Settiji was addressing that why should also give us money. Like in lockdown, I found out my why is to make people and organizations grow. So I call myself, like proprietor of Dr. Adukia Global Growth Factory. So why we will get, if we keep on questioning ourselves and what we like. So I give one example. Suppose if we go to a very lavish wedding, rich wedding, there are 20 food counters, Mexican, Italian, Gujarati. What we do normally, take 2 rounds of the all counters, and then we discard 75% of them. And then in the remaining also, we taste the food. If we don't like, we leave it. So finding out why is also like that. We may shortlist, 3 or 4 activities, then maybe priority, and then we start doing that. And I think getting money along with this, the why is very, very important, because without money, nothing happens. And so this is all Dr. Sandhya and all colleagues, 30 of are here. So please carry on. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So from here, we move on to, I think, is it Srishti?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. Sushi.
So let's hand it over to Srishti. All the best, Srishti.
Thank you. A very, very good morning to all the beautiful folks here. Can I please request everyone to switch on your videos kindly? Please, I request everyone, you have spared out your valuable time. It would be great if I could see those beautiful faces. And can you please, thank you so much, Beena Jayakrishnan ji and others. Can you please do the same? Can you switch on the videos? Thank you so much. A very, very beautiful and a blissful and good morning to each one of you. Can I request you to give me a smile? Can I request everyone to have a smile on our faces? Thank you so much. Also, let us feel the curve of our spine. Let us all sit with a straight back. Let us feel the curve. It will help us retain things. Yes, thank you so much. Now, as Dr. Alok rightly explained, the first 2 key chapters of the book, Find Your Why, I would dig deeper with all of you to understand what the authors have narrated in chapter 3 and 4 of the book. But before we move any further, I want each one of yours undivided attention. And if you may ask why, the answer would be, then only it will lead to a fulfilled session. If we take an example, before sleeping today at night, or maybe after 10 days or 10 years, if a thought comes to your mind that what did we get out of that session, which was organized by BOS ICAI, then you should not only feel happy, but also fulfilled. And that's why before digging deeper into the furthers that have been narrated by the authors, I request each one of you to give your undivided attention to me. Can I see with a raise of hands, how many of us have already given a read to the book? With the raise of hands, maybe virtual or physical. Of course, the speakers must have read it. Yes, others? Is there anyone who has read the book? All right, no issues. Let's move further and I'll share the screen with you all. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
All right. So we already have learned and we have seen the golden circle that was nicely elaborated and explained with examples by Dr. Alok. So now we know that our brain, it is divided, if we speak on the face of it, our brain is divided into two parts, the outer part and the inner part. The outer part is what? It is the part that deals with the language. And the inner part is the one that deals with our feelings and behavior. And that is why we feel difficult to express our feelings. Yes? Has this ever happened with you all, that somewhere somebody, maybe in a social gathering, maybe at a party, maybe a stranger on the plane, asked you a simple question, and that was, what do you do? Yes? Can I see a raise of hands, virtual or physical? Has this happened to you? Yes, it has happened. In fact, it has been happening, and it will happen to all of us at some point or the other in our lives, that people ask us, what do we do? I request everyone, this is an activity, this is a homework, you may say, that you all, I request you all should do, that just take 1 minute, and then we will start. Take 1 minute and write this sentence. If you're jotting down anything or on your mobile phones or your writing pads, that what do you do? I just need the question to be written, and later on, I'm giving you 1 minute, just write the question and think and write the answer also right now in 1 minute. It's 9:31.
Can you
Let's
go back to
start
the
again
slide?
at 9:32. You need to write the question, what do you do? So suppose I'm asking you the question, what do you do? You need to write the question and the answer for yourself. The answer should not be anything more than one sentence. That's it. 40 more seconds. Just write one single sentence. You can take the example of this fourth point here. What do you do? If I talk about myself, I make videos on YouTube so that I can spread awareness. Likewise, you can write anything about your life goal, your passion, your work. What do you do? All right. Last 20 seconds. Please, everyone, if you want to get the maximum out of these 40-50 minutes, please write the question and the answer for yourself, not more than in a sentence. All right, we are done with our time, so we'll move ahead. We'll come back to this after 10 minutes. Now let's come and discover our why. Dr. Alok rightly told us that why we should discover our why. Yes, there's a reason, because we all want to live a fulfilled life, not only a happy life. Yes. Now, the authors have told us that how can we discover our why? How many of us wants that our why should be discovered? How many of us wants that the why should be discovered? Maybe there might be someone who has already discovered his or her why, but then if we talk about all others, do we want? Yes. Can I see a thumbs up? Yes. So the chapter 3 in the book talks about the individual strategy to discover your why. If you're an individual, then how can you discover your why? Right? See, the author has given us 7 steps to discover our why if we are an individual. For example, I'm Shrishti Agarwal. If I want to discover my why, the author has narrated 7 important steps. Let me tell you one thing. This is not a book. When I read the book, when I started reading the book, when I read the first 2 chapters, I felt that, yes, it is interesting. It is a book. I should read it twice. But then when I completed my chapter 3, I realized that this is not a book. It is an assignment for self-discovery and for realizing your true potential and your real goal of life. This is an assignment. And if you really want to read this book or you want to get the maximum out of it, you should actually take a pen, paper, your diary, your notepad, and do the assignment. And I request each one of you will be sharing the PPT also if you want. Please go through the book. If not possible, go through the PPTs, all the 3 speakers PPTs, and do the assignment. Then only you will be able to reap all the benefits and be the best version of yourself. So coming back to these 7 steps for discovering your why as an individual, point number 1 is find your partner. Now, who can be your partner? You are the storyteller, the author. The idea that the author has in his mind is that I, Shrishti Agarwal, if I want to discover my why, I should narrate stories about myself from my experiences in life to a partner who is the interpreter, right? I hope I'm clear. I am the storyteller. I'm going to share the experiences of my life with someone else who we are going to say is my partner. The partner can be anyone, a friend, a colleague, a stranger, anyone who is going to interpret the stories that I have narrated. The qualities an interpreter or your partner should have are he or she. Excuse me, can you, I request everyone, kindly put yourself on mute, please. Kindly put yourself on mute. Everyone, thank you so much. Coming back to point number 1, I am the storyteller. I want to discover my why. I have chosen a partner who should be curious enough, who should be a great listener, who should have the ability to ask as many questions as he or she can, and who doesn't know me well. If I choose my husband or say my best friend as my partner, as my interpreter, then do you think he or she would be able to give me a rational picture? Of course not, because they already know me very well. So you should choose a partner who doesn't know you very well and who is curious in answering and questioning. Yes. Step number 2 is get him or her up to speed. This means that you should talk to him. You should make him aware about the golden circle, first of all, about the purpose, that why you want him as a partner or her as a partner or the interpreter. So talk clearly about your purpose. Yes. And step number 3 is pick a time and a place. Generally, in this era of Zoom and online world, we are living a virtual life. Yes, aren't we? So what do? We pick people, we call up our friends. Nowadays, we have even stopped calling. We just do text messages, WhatsApp, and so on. We wish on Instagram, but we don't call up personally. So the author has suggested very clearly that you should meet your partner in person, face to face. So you should choose a place where there are minimum distractions, where you are comfortable, and it should be a place where you can speak about yourself, because when you're about to talk about your life stories, of course you are going to talk about your personal experiences, and that requires comfort at most. So choose a place which is not very public, wherein you are comfortable, there are minimum distractions, and you can talk nicely with your partner. You can tell your stories to him or her in a comfortable manner. Then comes step number 4. You need to gather your stories. Do you think that without gathering your thoughts, without giving it a thought, you'd be able to speak? Yes, do you think so? Of course, no. What do you say? If we, the speakers, would not have prepared well, we would not have given a thought after reading the book, if we would not have made the PPT, do you think that we would have been able to express ourselves properly? The answer is a no. Yes, the answer is a no. So the 4th point that the speaker has talked about is you need to gather your stories, and there should be minimum of 5 stories. Maximum there could be 7, 8, 9, 10, but then there have to be minimum 5 stories. So you need to gather your stories, and I have written here specific is terrific, but also it is the real fix. I always say this. See, whenever someone asks us that, as Dr. Alok took the example, that if his wife asks him, why do you love me? We often tend to fail to express our feelings because that is related to the inner part of the brain and that has no language, right? So we often fail to express our feelings and we just end up saying that I love you. Does it need any reason? You're so sweet, I love you, that's it. Yes, we often end up saying such things. But why so? Because specific is terrific. We actually fail to express our feelings in specific terms. So you need to think about the specific experiences, specific situations, circumstances from your life's experiences, and you need to narrate those instances to your friend, to your partner, so that he or she can interpret your stories and take a theme out of it. You need not write everything in detail, but be particular about your emotions. What made you feel the best, the worst, what made it memorable for you, and so on. So that was step number 4. Now coming back to step number 5, you need to share your stories, of course. And how you would share your stories? If you feel that your stories are too personal, leave them, don't share. If you're uncomfortable, don't open up. Set a boundary for yourself. Think about your stories, your experiences, which actually have made you the person you are, and share them with your interpreter, with your partner. And don't give general statements. Narrate specific incidents with all the important vital details. Your stories have to be specific. Remember, the goal is not to reveal your experiences, but to uncover who you are. And your interpreter, your partner, would only be able to uncover you once you become specific and once you give detailed narration of all the emotions that you had. Yes. And then comes step number 6. You need to identify your themes. Now, I, Shrishti Agarwal, have narrated all my stories after gathering them, have explained them with emotions to the interpreter. Say, Dr. Alok is my interpreter. I have narrated all my stories to him. Now, what he will do? In fact, what we will do, we both would sit together after he has identified the themes from my stories. We will sit together and will deliberate upon it. Now, what do you understand by the term theme here? So, suppose I have narrated 5 stories to Dr. Alok, and his task is to find an underlying emotion, a trait, a characteristic, a phrase, some word which is reoccurring in my stories. So, what is the theme here? Any recurring idea, word, phrase that is emerging from my stories would be the theme for me. So, it should appear in minimum of 2 stories. Yes. So, whatever is appearing maximum number of times in my stories, Dr. Alok would jot it down and would tell me that this is the theme from your stories. For example, helping others was the emotion that Dr. Alok found from all my stories, from maximum of my stories. So he would tell me, helping others is the theme that I could find is relatable to your goal, your life, Shrishti. So what would I do with the rest of the themes? We will see that would be explained by Dr. Sunita. The major part, the major theme which is coming again and again, which is recurring, is my theme, but the rest of the themes will define my how. As Dr. Alok rightly said, there are 3 things that are to be looked into: what, how, and why. Yes. So the rest of the themes would be defining my how. That would be taken care of by Dr. Sunita. So now the 7th and the most important step, for which we have gone through all the 6 steps, is to draft your why. And this is what I asked you to do in the beginning of the session when I started, that I want each one of you to take 1 minute, pause and write, what do you do? For example, if I say about myself, I am Shrishti Agarwal, and what is my Why? What is my goal in life? It is to make public speaking easy so that everyone can express themselves with easiness aptly. This is my why. That is why I take sessions on public speaking. I am taking sessions on the same with ICI. I do corporate anchoring, and I also take workshops. Why? Because this is my why. Now, as I told you, that will be coming back to this activity. Now we know that how do we
Srishti, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you're running out of time. You have already run out of time.
all right, I just took 15 minutes. So can I take 5 more minutes if it's fine?
2 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
because we
okay.
need to focus on the question answers.
Fine. Not a
Please.
problem.
Yeah.
All right. So that was the step for, those were the 7 steps for discovering our why if we are an individual, right? Now, if you are a group, if you are a team, if you're a company, if you're an organization, then also the authors have come up with 2 parts for discovering your why as a group, as a team, as an organization. Part 1 is the tribe method, which is taken care of in chapter 4, and I'll take you through this. And part 2 is talking to the tribe, which is dealt with in chapter 5th. Dr. Sunita will take care of it. So quickly we'll go through this method of discovering your why if you're a group. Yes. So this is known as the tribe method. What do you mean by your tribe now? Your tribe could be all your teammates in your organization, your group of your friends, all you partners in your chartered accountancy firm, or your teammates in any department. Yes. So that would be your tribe. The people with whom you resonate, with whom you work with, the people with whom you live in your family. So the authors, they have suggested a term that is nested whys. I want 2 minutes attention from all of you, please. Please understand this. What is this nested whys? Let me tell you quickly that why you should understand this, the concept of nested whys. If you're an organization, if you have a partnership firm, if you're a sole proprietor who is dealing with many people, or if you're living as an individual in your family, not doing anything professionally, in all these scenarios of life, you need to understand the nested whys, because you need to discover the group why, so that each one of us can contribute maximum to the group and bring synergies. So what is nested why as per the author? It is the cause, the purpose, or the belief that defines a subgroup within the larger organization. For example, if we have a partnership firm, and we want to discover our why, then what is that common purpose of belief which is defining the entire group's why? That is known as the nested why. Now, can you see this tree and the nest? So the roots of this tree, the roots in the trunk, they define the origin and the foundation of the organization. Can you see the branches? They represent the varied departments and sub-departments and divisions in any organization. And can you see the nest? It tells you the teams and the subcultures. So the nested why approach talks about the 3 whys. This bird in this picture is you as an individual. First of all, we should know our why as an individual. Number 2, the nested why, that is, we should know the teams or the divisions why. What is that common goal towards which we are striving? And the number 3 is organizations why. So in this way, if we find all these 3 whys, and he has given us a proper process to discover these whys, then we would be able to live at our natural best. So these are the few steps that you should find. Like in the individual why, we found a partner. In the organization's why, we should find a facilitator. We should prepare, he should prepare for his session, invite the participants, keep enough time in hand, and see that the place is well lit up, there's proper space, and everyone is comfortable discussing the things. Yes.
I'm sorry to
It was all
interrupt you.
from my side. Now I would hand it over to Dr. Sandhya. She'll take
Yeah.
it forward. Thank you so much.
This really long session, Srishti. And I request all the speakers going forward, even in the further calls, to stick to their timeline, because the call will end at 10:30. We want to give sufficient time to the participants for the Q&A. So handing over to you, Sunita, without wasting much time. Let's hope that we are done by 10 o'clock so that we have the other participants who can have their questions. Yes, Sunita. CA Sunita Rathod.
Yeah.
The stage is
Hi.
on.
Good morning, all. Can you hear me? Am I audible, as well as can you see my screen?
You're audible, but your screen is not visible. Shishti, I think you have to stop sharing your screen so that she can.
Yes.
Please.
Srishti, can you please stop sharing the screen? Srishti?
Yes, I'm here. I'm doing it. Just give me a moment, please.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I'll stop it.
Yeah, now the screen is visible. So
Is it fine?
yes, yes, you can
Yeah,
start.
thank you. Thank you.
Just one thing. I've not done it in presentation mode, but in
Yeah, you
looking
can
to the
just click on the button
time.
at the bottom. It'll be full screen, so that will be readable. Yeah. There's a on the bottom, there is a presentation near the slider, the Zoom slider. There is one button. Yeah, you can click
Yeah,
on it.
that's correct.
Yeah.
So in the interest of time, I'm not going to do the introductions. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. And so part of the session was introduced to you, the group session, that how do we take the discovery for groups, right? So why do we need a group workshop? Then how do we do it? Why do we need it? So that in a corporate setup or in a group setup, everyone is aligned to a specific goal. And this particular book gives us practical insights that you as a facilitator, how you would take that forward. And they have a plan of action as to the time that you should give to each and every participant to discover their why as a collective. So now the steps that you need to take is you set the context for the participants. You give them 40 to 45 to 60 minutes, wherein you again bring the concept of the golden circle. You tell them why it is important. You give them the reference of the limbic brain as well as the logical brain, and explain everything to them. Then you start do with the why process, discovering the why for the individuals so that they work to completely come to the corporate or the group why. So what do you say? What is the human difference that your organization has made? So what brought you or made you join the organization in the first place? So what was the value, and what was the human? So not the new numbers behind it, but what you felt, and what's the contribution of the organization towards, or what the contribution the organization wants to make towards people. So it is all specific to values, and it has to be verbs with action orientation. So you cannot say that we are an organization, we wish to do this, we wish to. So you have to be very, very clear as to what action your organization takes. And you as a team together would work towards getting that action into plan. And then how are you impacting the other people's life? Not the revenue of the company, not the numbers, but other people. So there's a very good example and very realistic example that they have shared in the book as to the particular company, a coffee bean company, that how they impacted their partners in building their business. So, and this was during a get together, a camp that was done. So, this is the process that they take, and this is the process that the facilitator helps the participants to take forward. Now, this is the whole plan, how you take it. You run the discovery, the timings, the conversations that you take. The conversation one was the human difference. The second conversation is what's your contribution to it. The third is what's the impact, and then how you make the statement. So what you do when you make the statement is what you want to do and how are you going to achieve that. So that is what they do. Then when you're stating your house, they say that the house also need to be specific as you are being specific towards the whys. Now why is how important? How is important because this is the recipe for your success. Why is what your beliefs and your values are. How is how you work towards them. How you act, what actions do you take to achieve that why. Now it is the process wherein you are again taking the themes as to why the company is working, what the company is working towards. Then you find out how they are going to work. So what are the processes that they are going to follow? What are the themes, basics, which make them achieve or work towards the why of them? And how do you make note of the what? So what is the process that they will, what are the steps now they're going to take to achieve that why? So for example, if you say to connect, to educate, to support, to collaborate, to instill confidence. I can't see my whole screen, I'm sorry. So then once you have developed the why for the organization and the team, what do? You just don't get out of the room. You make sure that you share the why. The team, the participants who are there, they will make sure that they are following the sharing the why, the process that they've been subjected to with the others in the organization. And how they're going to share, they're going to talk, they're going to live through it, they are going to share it with the enthusiasm as to what stuck to them, what made them uh, uh, resonate with the why for the company. So they are going to share the experience, they're going to help others own the why, and then they are going to explore the opportunity. So what they mean by exploring new opportunities is, supposedly you find that you are working and that is not the right product for you. So how do you, so you're not going to, it is not going to be a change in 1 day or 2 days, right? So it is going to take time. So how are you going to go through the process of change? How are you going to explore new ways of getting into a phase wherein which meets your values, your beliefs, your why for the organization as a whole? And here the authors say that you will have to utilize the principles of law of diffusion of innovation. That means that if you remember in the Apple scenario, when Apple comes up with a new product, there are only the early signers, right? They come, they are very keen on taking the new products. So they are the early uh, proponents. And then they make it a point. They make others see that, okay, this is the value that they see and there should be something. So then everyone tries, catches on to the bandwagon. So this is the law of diffusion of innovation, that you spread the word and others follow. So for an organization where the participants, the specific participants have gone and taken the workshop of discovering their why, they will make sure their enthusiasm runs through the whole organization and they're living through the whole process and making sure, spreading the word around and ensuring that it is culminating to the grassroots level, that each and every employee of the organization is enthusiastic of taking the value, forwarding the value of the organization. So that is what they say, that if every member of the team doesn't grow together, they will grow apart. So why is it essential? Why is it essential to take stand and to carry on the why, to make sure that everyone in the organization is thinking on the same lines, is because you want to, if you work towards a goal with as a team, you will be able to achieve more rather than if you do it individually or do not concentrate on the teamwork. So now the whole process, so I've really just taken you through a very brief outlook. The whole process has been very meticulously explained as to what steps you need to take, how you're going to take the participants across the process, they form groups and do the exercise, share stories, and the process for the team is the same as what you did for the individual. The only difference is where in the individual you're doing it for one person. Here you form a group of 2 or 3, depending on the size of the group, and so you break them out into 3 or 4 or 5 groups, and you make sure that each and every individual is interacting with each other. They are telling the stories and they are finding a aligned value and belief for them and for the organization. So it is, and they also suggest, the writers also suggest that it should be a mixed group. It should not be just managers or subordinates, or it should be a mixed group wherein you have a different exchange of ideas and a cumulative agreement as to what the values are, what they mean for the organization. And in that process, the individuals themselves come to realize whether they are aligned with the corporate values or not, and how, if they are not aligned, what needs to be worked, and whether from, and this gives, and a very great example has been shared wherein that you come to know whether you aligned, managers come to know whether the employees are aligned, or what action that they need to take to make sure that their core group, their group has the values that the organization deems fit for them for their future. Now since we are short of time, I'm not going to take more. The only before we go to the question answer session, what I would like to dwell on is there's a section wherein they have frequently asked questions. So we've all gone through the whole 40-50 odd minutes of sharings, and I would like to understand from you all as to whether you think a person can have more than one mind. So if you read the book, you'll get the answers, you'll get the thoughts of the writers. But as you've sat here, you've heard us out. Do you think that anyone can have more than one why? Yes, Ankushi? You're not audible.
You have to unmute Ankur.
Okay, ma'am, although I've not read the book, but what I understand from the perception here is uh, at one point of time, you should have one why.
Yeah. So I will confess over here that the writers say that you only have one why, but from my personal experience, I've seen that as you age and as you grow as an individual, your set of values do change. Not the core, but some values do change. So this is where why I'm asking your thoughts, your feedback, is so that we come to an agreement as to whether you know whether this concept is there for all. So I want others to learn. My personal opinion is, as Ankurji's, that we can have more than one why, but not as per Simon and his team. So they say that you only have one why. So any proponents for or against this?
Can I
Yes,
speak?
yes, Sandhya. Yes, Dr. Sandhya.
Yes, what Simon says that you should have one why, but ideally speaking, that is how it should be. But in life, we have multiple roles to play. So for
Yeah,
each role, there will be a why.
yeah,
What we need to do is prioritize our roles. Once we prioritize our roles, we'll be able to prioritize our whys. Like, for example, right now, I'm into this call. I wanted to hear. I mean, what Alok said, what Srishti said was wonderful. But I had to, for me, I could continue to hear, and I know participants were enjoying it. But there's a time limitation, so I had to interrupt. So here, while I was listening and I was enjoying it, but at the same time, I had to also give you the chance. So that's why we have to prioritize our duties, and then we can prioritize our whys. And that's how, at any point in time, we'll have the topmost one why. I think that is
So-
what is my take from that book.
So I would request you all to think on this, and we should have another session based on these frequently asked questions that they have, because they are very thought provoking. I myself did not agree or align with all the answers that they have. So can you have will my why change as I get older? So any thoughts on this? Anyone would want to share their thoughts as to what they think, whether your whys change as you grow older?
I think maturity and experiences makes one think of higher values, no?
Yeah, that's what I agree with you totally. But as per Simon, they don't. Yes, Rituji, you wanted to share something?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. As the time changes, as we age, our whys definitely change. Like Dr. Sandhya said, especially with women, there are so many fields that we have to run simultaneously. So even when I'm taking this session, my another why in the kitchen is also there. You see, so
So,
I think there are multiple whys, and yes, they keep changing.
so I myself will have to do a very, very uh, in-depth analysis of my thought process, because as per Simon and David and Robert, this does not change. They say that you have the core beliefs and values which you formed in your teenage years, and that will remain the same. So anything that changes, that is just superficial. So this is what, and that is why I'm saying that this session is not enough to actually get the meat out of the book and the learnings that they are, the thought processes that they are inducing in us. They are asking us to give a lot of thought as to our existence and what and why we are here for, and for that matter, what the organizations are there.
Okay.
So
Great.
because of the shortage of time, I'll not take too much of your and we'll leave open the floor for question and answers. And back to you, Dr. Sandhya.
Yes, wonderful. First of all, before I summarize, I think first I'll open the call to all questions. Yes, please speak up. Anyone? Everybody's
May I-
understood. Yes.
May I just add to CA Sunita's question why there's only one why Simon Creek has mentioned in his book? May
Okay.
I add?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Go
please,
ahead.
please.
Okay, it's not a question. That's the reason I was seeking permission. So what I understand from here is he's focusing more on giving one fundamental, like having why in life rather than getting distracted with multiple whys. He's talking about the existence and that is the why do we exist? Like what is the main purpose or main value which we would like to derive in our life? People can have multiple whys, but he's emphasizing on one, that is why we need to have that existence in our life. What is the purpose of life? To avoid the distraction or to get swayed into multiple areas, but focusing on one specific aspect. That's what I understand when I try to deep delve into this concept of why he's saying one why. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome, Moa. Yes, that's precisely what I too understood. I have certain things to add, but first I would like to listen to all. Yes? Anyone? Anyone would like to add? Okay. Yes, Divaspati ji.
Yes. Good morning,
Yes.
all. Thank you
Good
very
morning.
much for giving me the opportunity.
Hmm.
I agree with the author here because he was talking about one why at a time. At the same time, by maturity, we may change the path towards reaching that why, the ultimate purpose. But one purpose, if you decide on that, it will be more effective and it will become more easy how I can reach there. How can be changed instead of why, changing the why. It is like if I don't able to score a goal, I'm going to change the goal post itself. Then we are in danger.
Correct. Correct.
That's what comes to my mind.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
what I thought of sharing with this group. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Yes. From my experience, what I sincerely feel is our goal should never be something that we can give away. Our goal should never be something that we can give away or something that ends sooner. For example, if my goal is to succeed in the race, once that race gets over, I don't have anything to work for. So what happens is then my why gets over. Your why is what leads to the goal. So if you have a goal that is long lasting, that is more related to your internal development as a personality, then that will help you to sustain further. Like if I say I want to I want to be I want to take a class successfully. Once I start taking a class successfully, I do not have a goal. Or if I say I want to have a house by this age, or I want to have multiple cars, or I want to be a billionaire. Once I achieve that, then there is no there's no fire that is left. So my goal should always be about, yes, I need to be a better version of myself. I need to find my purpose in life. I need to be happy in life. That is what he is also referring to. So each of us, we may have multiple, we may wish to have multiple things. Right now, I am here attending this meeting. We have around 23 people. As you all, I mean, each of us, we have multiple roles. I have my son in the room, so I have a role there also. But right now, my priority is this call. So I have to put the why, that why I need to give focus on this call. That is most important, because 9 to 10:30 is the time that I give to this call. I cannot focus on anything else. So if I set that priority high, then I know which is my why at this point in time. Right?
True.
Yes, Valecha sir, Abhijit ji, anything that you would like to add? Valecha sir? Anyone? Yes. Yes, Subbu sir.
Yeah, I mean, the core essence of today's that book is on essentially the critical thinking part. If you read the entire aspects of critical thinking revolves around why am I doing this, why I am kind of pursuing what I'm doing. And if the people who are most successful are people who are very focused on that just why. And that, I think, the book reviewers took through the various steps of first identifying and then sticking to it and then kind of asking yourself. And in many ways, people who really achieve a lot in life are very clear about their why. And to that extent, sometimes in our own conversations, we ask, when we get frustrated, why am I doing this? So the core essence of why is what Simon Sinek has brought it out very well. And, I think today's book review was very useful in kind of re-emphasizing. I teach critical thinking to GMCS. I will use this book reference for people who are further interested in developing critical thinking. Thank you so much.
You know what I really loved one point is that Simon Sinek always insists that when you're trying to find that why, you take the help of somebody who's not very close to you, who's not your best friend, or who's not your family. There's a reason for that. And it is actually in sync with even what our Bhagavad Gita says. Any decision that is taken emotionally, that decision tends to fail. The people who are closest to us are associated with us emotionally. Right. And that's the reason they are not able to, they may not be able, there are some people who are able to manage that equation, But very few of us, very few really are able to be that practical. Very few really look from the long-term perspective that I need to be very honest to this person, even though this person is dearest to me. I need to be honest in giving my feedback. Also, we may not be able to take it that way. So that's the reason when the person who's involved in the process of us finding the why, if that person is not very close, that person can be more honest to us, and we also may not get so offended, because we generally tend to be emotional and we get more offended by people who are closest to us telling us something harsh. So I think that's one process. That's one reason that I feel Simon Sinek is saying that do not involve the person closest to you. That's my take.
May I say something?
Yes. Yes, sure.
So, yeah. So what I understood was that goal and purpose are a little different, right? Your purpose in life, you might have goals, different goals, but the purpose that should be key, that should run your way. So that was my understanding of this. So that is why they said that why. So why is linked with your purpose, your basic values and beliefs, right? That was my take from the book.
Maybe you could elaborate on what is, maybe you could give an example of what is a goal and what is a purpose.
So goal can be that today I want to do something, right? It can be short-term goal and a long-term goal. But the purpose that I have is why I want to achieve that goal is because, say, I want to uplift the people, or I want to help people uh, get the maximum out of get to their full potential. So now that is the purpose. Now my goal would be, how would I get this purpose into action, right? So it could be, okay, first I'm going to do this, and then, so maybe I'm going to take a smaller class, then I'm to go, once I set myself up and all, I take a bigger class. So that would be my goal, that, okay, I've taken one school, then I broaden my horizon, I take it to the other school, and like that. So my goals would be, okay, I've conquered this, now I go to another. But the purpose would always remain the same, that I want to uplift, or I want to make people achieve their full potential. So that is what I've understood of this whole process of getting your why.
So today the goal is to do a book review, and the purpose is to do a book review in a way that our participants are motivated to get into that book again and again, and also motivate our students, besides giving them the learning, motivate our students to develop, to not just read this book, but develop a long-term habit of reading many more books and developing themselves. Right? Okay. Mahua?
I have a question. Can I?
Sure.
I understand that the core, I would say, framework of the book is to find one's why. I would like to know, to the reviewers, can give a little highlight on, are there any situation where this is not applicable? That is, this finding one's why is not applicable. Or I can say, is there any criticism of the book? Because I see everybody has given the good side of the book, the benefits part of it. Maybe that can throw highlight to people understanding the flip side of the book. Over to you.
Yeah. I can answer, but would the speakers like to?
I would like to take it up now. Yeah.
Sure.
So basically, thank you, Mahua, for putting this question. There was one criticism and one, I will not say criticism, I will say difference of opinion, where Simon Sinek is saying that you should have only one why in your life, and that is a bigger why, that is a purpose. That is what Sunita ji was saying about that goal and purpose. So I would like to quote one example of a personality. You must have seen his videos and heard him, Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty. Yeah, he says on purpose. His tagline is on purpose. So what he is doing is he is creating a lot of videos on getting awareness about the water levels getting down, the plastic issue. So he's taking up issues which are related to life and how to live a better life. He roams across countries, he visit people, he talk to people and all. So he has only one why. The one why is to make our life better. But to do that, he might have multiple whys, he might have multiple action points and all. So that is one criticism which I came across when I was talking to it. And now when people say, as Adukya sir also mentioned, that my why is to make money, why is to help people grow. And it's a very, I must say that growth is a bigger term. It cannot be restricted to like your financial growth. You can grow intellectually also. You can you can have a good body, a good healthy body, and then you can say, okay, I've grown. Okay, so everyone has a different why, and that is one thing that I came about this grow. But when you read and when you listen to Simon Sinek, he speaks so beautifully, and he puts everything so simply that it will empower you to ask more questions about yourself. It will just let you rethink about everything that you do. So that is my submission on it, and that is why I listen to him more frequently, so that we can have a different outlook on life altogether.
Alok sir, was it like more of self-introspection while reading the book, I think?
Exactly. And Shrishti has mentioned it's not a book.
Yeah.
It's an assignment. It's an
Yes,
assignment.
an assignment.
Yeah.
It's an
And yeah, ma'am, I would say that we should do these sessions regularly, because this is just a starting. It's just a starting,
Very good.
and I hope everyone got empowered. And the purpose of this session was to just bring in you all to think beyond. Okay, and this is what everyone is looking for at the BOS and the ICI, and this is the main purpose of our life. We should look beyond. We should not stop at one place. It is a destination that you should keep on traveling. And I would just like to conclude by saying that it is not the destination that is beautiful. The journey should also be beautiful. So you have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy the process of learning, unlearning, and relearning, and be open to all kind of feedbacks and perspective that people come with. Thank you.
Sandhya ma'am,
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah.
Sandhya ma'am, I have a very small suggestion if I could
Sure.
get back to, BOS. So there is usually a session on book review, which most of the students are really, really not interested. So I just have a small suggestion that maybe on the first or the second day, if it could be announced that this book review session is happening on 12th day, and you make it compulsory, like the presentations we do it, and then we can talk about something and inculcate the habit of reading to them, because all of a sudden 6th day, 7th day, faculty reaches the class and they talk about book review, and it's like it's not happening that way. So just a small suggestion, like this was very interactive. Even if they all can read something, talk, discuss, then only it will encourage them and motivate to talk more and start reading more often. So I mean, if I think you are the right person, that suggestion could go to BOS about book reading session specifically.
Yes, there are certain steps being taken in that direction. Coming back to the same topic, when Mahua, she asked a very, very relevant question. What is the difference of opinion that people have? There are, while Simon Sinek talks about the why, the difference is in the approach. There are a lot of people who say why not how and why not what. So it's basically when we start with a why, because right now, for example, what are we doing? We are doing a book review. Okay, but a book review, I cannot have a successful book review if I do not know why am I doing the book review, right? When I try to find the answer to that why, then I'll try to understand who are the people attending the book review and why are they attending the book review. In the process of finding the why of my audience, I'll end up finding my why, and then it will help me find the answer to my how and to my what. Right? So how will I go up doing the book review so that my audience gets the best out of it, and eventually I also, because while my audience is listening to me, or our audience is listening to us, we are getting to hear from so many different people. So it helps us in the process of growing. So that's how I feel Simon Sinek's why is a very, very interesting concept. Yes, Mahua, you would like to add something? I hope you have.
Thank you. No, thank you so much, Dr. Sandhya and Alok, for addressing the query. Ankur just gave a suggestion. I thought also I will add up a suggestion if that is okay.
Yeah.
We all are going to meet every week for book review. I think that's a wonderful, I would say, opportunity for all of us. I was thinking if we could also have an option where each month we can pick one best reviewer out of all these presenters, the reviewers, basically. I think that's going to give I would say, edge and kind of push the motivation to keep on performing more effectively when we're doing the book review. And that's just a suggestion. I thought maybe I should add up. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the more the participation, we are definitely going to get to that, because it is also doing a book review is also helping us work on our communication skills, our presentation skills. It's helping us improve our overall knowledge. It's motivating us to do the learning, to do the reading. So definitely. So we are. I would request that each one of you, please share your experiences to your colleagues, to your friends, to all the groups that you all are there. That way we'll get much more participation. From next time, this time we kept it on a Sunday, but next time we will keep it on one of the office days, so that because Sunday, this was our chairman sir's suggestion, that Sunday is a day that people want to have a break. So we will definitely keep it on one of the office days. That way, let's hope to get maximum participation. Does that make sense? Yes.
Sandhya ma'am, preferably request is keep it after office hours. Late
maybe,
evening or something like that.
Finally, it is the call by the POS. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Monday
Suggestion
to Thursday,
is, yeah.
somewhere around 9 to 10:30, something like that. Not on the weekends, probably.
Let's see. Let's see what the decision that BOS takes. Yes, Ritu.
Sunday looks better. She said, yeah.
So each one of us has. There are people who even today they're not able to attend a call because there is a MCA session. So
today's Sunday, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, Ankur.
No.
Okay. Divaspati ji, you want to speak something? You raised your hand?
No. Yeah. See, the people who are interested, they will definitely come and they will start contributing. That is one point which comes to my mind. The second thing is, my request is, even working days are fine, but during the office hours, what happens is there are so many things which have been pre-decided. Dedicating time for 1.5 hours may be a challenge. It can be in the evenings on the working days, or even Sundays work good, because the people will be comparatively free. They can invest their time rather than spending their time on so many entertainment. This is also an entertainment for our mind and refreshing our mind.
But it
I
is
think we are investing the time, not wasting our time.
Yeah.
So that way, even holidays and Sundays will work. Anyway, the call is with the BOS. Let them take. Let us go ahead with their decision. I appreciate their efforts.
I hope this is the first time we have this call. I hope everybody has enjoyed it, and I hope this really motivates all of us to embark on our journey as a reader and possibly as a writer too in future. Yes, Rajesh ji, would you like to add something? We are really waiting to hear. And Abhijit ji. Yes, Rajesh ji. Nothing?
So, ma'am, every month we will have one book review session, right? Every month.
What we are planning is, and let me know if this works with y'all. Let's say in a week we'll have one book review, or we can have one book to be reviewed in 2 weeks. How is it? Or we can have 2 books at the end of the month. But then the thing is, yeah.
Ma'am, I'll give a suggestion, simple suggestion. So out of 4 weeks, we can take 2 books. The first book we can take on first and the third week, same book. So more people can join. And the second book, second week and fourth week. So that if people could not attend on that one particular session, they get a second chance to attend it. So 2 books a month, 4 times in a week. I mean, 4 times, 1 time every week, alternatively.
So what you're trying to say is
Ma'am,
one
book A in week 1 and week 3, and book B in week 2 and week 4. Same book.
if we keep it in week 1, what will happen is the person who's going to do the review will get less time to prepare. Like today, I'll be sending out the list of books, and I want everybody to give their recommendations. So as we declare, it'll take some time to go with the voting, and as we decide the book, let's say in a day or so, so the person who's doing the review will take time to work on that review, right? We need to do justice there also.
So ma'am, maybe we start from 10th of every month to 30th of every month, 4 sessions. 4 times, but 2 books. So first 10 days is for reading for everyone.
Yeah, 2 books is certain. Let's see. I'll definitely convey this to BOS, and let's see how we can take it from there. But first of all, please try to convey this to your to the co-faculties from the various groups. Each of us, let us try to get more and more people to
Ma'am, can
participate.
students also join this BOS program of book review? No.
Actually, that would be a wonderful thing. We were planning to have a
There
separate
are
call.
Ma'am, there are a lot of students who want to, become a part of this book reading
Book
club.
review. I will definitely check this, because this is a great idea to have a one common forum.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that way we'll have more participants, and that will also trigger more discussion. We'll also come to know the line of thinking.
Perception. Their perception. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. So anything anybody would like to add? It will be better if it's... Yeah, definitely. See, we'll keep it once in fortnight. Yes, Devaspati.
Yeah, normally you will always blame the students that they don't read anything. Instead of that, let us encourage, as Ankur has rightly mentioned. I think opening up this forum for students, they get interested at least in some of the books by way of review, by way of putting them into thinking mode.
Yes.
I think that's a wonderful suggestion.
Yes, definitely. And definitely, yeah, this is one very good thought. We were planning to have a call only for the students. That is what Chairman said has said. But let's see if we can combine. I will definitely see how we can get to that thought process. Because finally, the purpose is that each one is motivated to read. And this will also help in our book review topic in OC. How will I get to know which book is being reviewed? Yeah. Now, Anita ji, are you in that book review group?
Yeah, she must be.
We'll share the group.
No.
I'm sharing the link in the chat.
Once again. Yeah, can somebody share that link over here?
Yeah, I'm
to
sharing.
join the book review group?
I'm sharing it.
So, yeah, everybody, please forward that link to all. So in that book review group, we generally make the announcement, or we are waiting for suggestions as to which book should be selected for that, let's say that fortnight. Yeah. So the more suggestions, and then we'll also have a voting. So the books that are selected, yeah, please join. So the books that are selected for that month, we'll start the review on that. Yes. And let us have suggestion on books that are really helping us to introspect, right? That that really set our thought process going. Okay. Yes. Okay. So with that, should we call it a day?
I just wanted to thank and congratulate all the amazing speakers for today. They've done a phenomenal work. I mean, they've given, starting from Alok sir and Sunita ma'am and Srishti ma'am, everyone. I think
it was actually wonderful. I loved it. How Alok started and how Srishti took it from there. She kind of repeated certain things, which was like, reiterating, driving the points. It was really wonderful. I hated myself to interrupt Srishti, and she was totally into it. Then Sunita had to kind of shorten her time. She had a lot to say, but because we know that there was a time limit, So actually we have short the time. So, but still, and what I really loved is this is the first call, and we still have 16 of us on the call, and we can go on and on. So that shows the excitement that is there. Let us continue this excitement. Let us ensure that next call we have at least 70 people on the call. At least 70. See to it that you all promote this group as much as possible. Yes, we need to promote this group amongst the faculty members. About the students, I have to confirm with Chairman Sir, but each of you all have the email address and the contact details of Chairman Sir. So if you all could write to him, if you all could write to BOS, that if we can combine students also, that will be wonderful. But let us from our side ensure that we popularize this call. Going forward, we could also go live on Facebook. We could go live on, we could go live on social media so that we can have much more participation. Yeah. Right. And it will also make us more confident in as speakers. Right. So it will improve our thought process. So let us hope that day comes sooner.
So, ma'am, you have started it on a very beautiful day. So tomorrow is the CA day. So it's been started today. Right initiative at right time.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alok. Thank you so much, Srishti. Really, forgive me for interrupting you. Thank you so much, Sunita. It was wonderful, and this is really a book that I have loved it. I mean, I start with why, and then I went on to find my why. I've also in this 1 week I've read 3 books. Start with Why, Find Your Why, and Atomic Habits. And the 3 books have really they have motivated me. They have helped me understand a lot of find answers to a lot of questions. So I hope each of us continues this quest. Let this not end at all. Like, right now we are not wanting this call to end. So let us continue this. Okay. Yes, anybody else would like to say? Srishti, Alok, Sunita, would you like to add? Or should we end the
just
call?
concluding
Thank you
note
so
that
much.
just focus on don't focus on what you do and how you do. Focus on why you do what you do. Because
Aye.
people will always love you for why you do what you do.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it will bring energy also. So it will bring energy in whatever you do. Whatever you do, when you do it with a purpose, with a why, it will energize you. If you're and give you 100% to whatever you're doing. If you're playing, give you 100%. If you're reading, give you 100%. If you're talking, give you 100%. If you're addressing someone, give you 100%. So that will actually, this is the mantra, this which I follow, and I really grateful to Sandhya ma'am and BOS for having me here and starting this initiative. This is something which is really a good thing that we have done. We have, as a BOS has started, and seeing to have students also, because they are the future generations and we are guiding them. So I always say that you cannot pour from an empty cup. So we are filling our cups, we are refilling it every time, and then we can pour it down to our next generation. And good suggestion, Ankur and everyone.
What
Thank
I
you.
feel is the more we read, the more content we have to speak.
Exactly.
The more we are able to address the questions. Today, I feel much more confident when I'm speaking to the students. When I personally, I love to read. I read a lot, and I always tell people that read at least 1 book a week, other than your academics. So I have personally seen the results. So some people are slow readers, some people are fast readers. But if you keep on, it's not necessary that you keep on reading a new book every week, but at least 1 book. It may be a repeat of a previous book, but read. That is what is important. Yes, Devaspati ji?
Yeah, since only 11 people are there, it has come to a close discussion now.
Yes.
See, the book reading, as you rightly mentioned, will make us to earn and learn more, no doubt about it, knowledge-wise. It will increase our capability to answer many queries and more fulfilled way of living. That's for sure. The other way round of looking at things is it makes us more humble that I don't know so many things.
Yeah, true.
Yes. Very true.
So it
Very
makes us
true. Very
more
true.
humble, and we'll be able to give more to the other person when we are humble. And it makes us to learn more by doing this. Then hunger for new way of thinking will go up drastically by doing this.
Yes, yes. Very good point. Very good point. That is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
That's
Yeah.
what, normally I go to this thing. Of course, I am jealous
Yes.
about you because you read 3 books in a week.
It was actually this exercise which motivated me. There's also another book which is a group which is again doing a book review. So
Yeah.
these 2 books, Start With Why and Atomic Habits.
Atomic
And
Habits.
yes, and then it is this book. And of course, I do a lot of reading. So it was just something that, I just need some topic, some content to only keep on motivating me. That is
Nice,
what.
nice, nice.
Thank you so much.
Even last time when I was just going through some other articles, Jim Rohn has mentioned this long back actually. He asked 4 questions: why not you, why not now?
Yes.
Those kind of questions, no, it will help us to find our purpose so easily. It
Yes.
starts with why, and why not is another question. Why not? It will see, one is narrowing down, another is widening our scope. Why not?
Yes. Yes.
So
Correct.
exactly opposite questions, but it will bring us to a particular point where we have to take a decision about now or me or not. There are so
Correct.
many insightful questions. Since I take the art of questioning for orientation, these are all the questions will make us to think and make us to deliver in a better way.
Yes. Correct. Correct.
Yes. Thank you so much
Okay. Yes.
for the
Thank you.
opportunity, and see you all. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you. I think I'll end the call now. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Wonderful session.